Hey everybody, it's Rose. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're doing everything with the Empress card. So as I've been doing before, all of these now videos are going to be talking about each separate tarot card. That way you know what the meanings are, and it's a little bit easy for you guys if you're trying to start out with readings. For all of you who are just tuning in with me, like I said, hi, I'm Rose. This channel here is all about everything to do with divination. From the tools to their brief histories, I even do reviews, and currently I am going through each and every individual tarot card, and I'm going through what their meanings are, normally, and what they may mean every time you get them in a reading. If you don't have any basis with tarot or don't know anything about it, I really implore you to go back to my channel and check out the All Things Tarot playlist and start from the beginning so you don't get lost. But for all of you who are tuning in with me every step of the way, then you know the last video we did was all about the High Priestess, and now we're moving on to the Empress card. So let's get started. So as you can see, I have 6 different Empress cards from 6 different decks. Like I've said before, with tarot, they have the very similar basis if they go by the Rider-Waite deck as the baseline. If not, and they're a specialty deck, obviously they would look a little bit different. But because I don't have any specialty decks, here is just the basics for tarot for the Empress card. Now, as you can see in most of these cards, the Empress is a woman who is pregnant or is expecting a child. They usually have either a pomegranate somewhere in there, or some sort of, some sort of fruit, or as you can see in this one, we have the sign for the Venus. In this one, we have the pomegranates in the background, pomegranate in her hand. Here we don't have any fruit, but we do have dogs, and we have the royal emblem. On here we have, again, the Venus, flowers, and then we also have grain, and that is just because the Empress card usually deals with the deity of Demeter from Greek mythology. And if you don't know anything about that, she was the Greek goddess of the harvest, summer. She was the mother of the goddess Persephone, who was dragged down to the underworld to marry her uncle or Demeter's brother, Hades. But moving into the card, usually what this card speaks of is abundance, everything and anything to do with it. It usually could talk about pregnancy, because it is having depicted a woman who is pregnant. So if you're asking about pregnancy, this card would definitely indicate it. But it could also just talk about, an abundance of ideas, new beginnings. It can talk about impregnation of, your feminine side, your yin, the full yin, especially with this Venus all over the place. In one of the cards, the Venus sign is one of her earrings. It talks about everything feminine side as well. She's sitting there, everything around her is going well. If you get this card, it may talk about needing to reconnect with your feminine side, and also connect with nature in general. Just so that, you're reconnected to all things that are there to fill your cup, to fill you up, and to make you reconnected with yourself, to ground yourself, and, take a step back and really appreciate the small things. So like birds, take a walk in the park usually, and talks about anything and everything that has to do with reconnecting with one's true nature. In it, you can also see that usually there's some sort of animal around. We've got dogs and cats in most of these. In some of them, we don't. We just have water. We have the grains again, and in some of them, we have the stars. And again, it's just talking about that reconnection with that really feminine side of us. If you're talking about fruits of your labor, you are definitely getting that. Anything to do with what we preconceive as abundance, whether that be financially, whether that be food-wise, or in love, happiness, There's just abundance of these great things that nourish us in life. And that's what this woman talks about, or this card speaks of. There's an abundance of something coming into your life, whether that be ideas, whether that be creativity or happiness, like I said, or even money, stability. There's a really big grounding feeling when we get this card, because again, it is talking about the deity or the goddess of the hearth and everything to do with the harvest. So you might be reaping what you've sown. So if you've done a lot of work and you've done a lot of, put a lot of work into something, and then you're going to get what you've put through with your energy when you get this card. It also talks about, just like the High Priestess, where the High Priestess talked about finding wisdom and going down into the depths of our subconscious to connect with our intuition and our feminine side, our yin. Where there was a balance of the yin and yang, this one is specifically all about the yin, all about the divine feminine, all about your feminine energy. So when you get this, it really talks about really connecting to what is feminine energy and what that entails. That's being, that passive, submissive energy. And I don't say that in a negative context, but just like when you're needing to receive stuff instead of trying to give stuff to other people or taking care of people. You are nourished by the people around you, which is always really great. It gives you that ability to be vulnerable and allow others to take care of you, and to really receive it and enjoy that. But it's also meaning that you have your nurturing side being in your forefront. So if you have children or you like animals, you're really in this energy of really being able to give them that abundance of nurturing energy, or even giving that abundance of nurturing energy to yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be other people. It could just be to you or your inner child as well. Talks about somebody who really, really needs to understand that they are embodying the life that they want around them, and it's coming to fruition. So whenever you get this, and let's say you've been working really hard to get, those things, just like the magician in this, because she is so grounded, and because the card talks about really being part and one with the cycles of nature, you are able to understand what vibration you need to be on to get those things and to be just taken care of, and to allow the universe to take care of your needs, and not worrying about how the outcome comes or how you get it or what you're getting. As long as you know your needs will be met and you just accept it, that's where that passive feminine energy of just understanding that, you're going to be taken care of. You don't have to know everything from get-go, from A to B, how it's going to happen, what needs to happen. You just know it's going to happen, and you accept it and you trust. And that's why your abundance is coming and you're flowing with abundance, because you have that trust. And with that trust, you get to that vibration of what you're looking to get, and you accept it. And when you get that card in a reading, that's usually what it's talking about. It can also talk about a woman in your life, just like the High Priestess. It can talk about someone who's got a lot of Venus in their astrological chart, or is very, has got a more of a Taurus vibe, because Venus in astrological charts usually rules both the Libra sign and the Taurus. However, Libra is more with Aphrodite, while as Demeter is more for Taurus. So this would be more of a Taurus vibe person. Someone who has a lot of Taurus in the chart, or is very earthy, very laid back, knows what they want, slow moving, but that's because they usually like the foundation first, to make sure what they're getting is something that is long lasting and not, quick, but also quick to lose. And that's usually what the Empress card speaks of, especially if you're looking for a person. Now, as you can see, like the other card, the woman has different colored hair, but it's usually either brunette or blonde. So if you're asking about a person in your reading and you're looking for clues as to what they look like, you can even pick that up. But again, it all depends on the deck that you have. But usually it talks about someone with that earthy, just very down to earth, very stable nurturing kind of energy. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be someone feminine or someone in a female body. It could be someone who just has that energy about them or is very connected to that yin energy or that divine feminine energy. So whenever you're talking about someone or even yourself, that's the epitome of what this card is symbolizing. I hope that really gives you a little bit more of a background for the Empress card. If you have any questions or need more clarification, don't be afraid to drop a comment down below and I'll get to you as soon as I can, either with a response or if you need more clarification, some additional videos. You can also check me out at all of my other social media platforms, which are TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And you can follow and you can also send me a DM and I will respond to you as soon as I possibly can with whatever answer you need to those information. And if I don't have the answer, I will look it up so that we can learn together. Don't be afraid to also subscribe and make sure that bell's going so that you don't miss out on any new content every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of the week. I hope to see you guys really soon so that we can get into the next card, which is the Emperor. Bye!